I could have picked a better day for this video. It's raining. I mean, I don't mind working outside. It just makes things a little bit more difficult. And besides, Vancouver needed the rain. It was getting pretty damn dry here for the last little while, and I was a little worried about our beautiful forests. Thank God everything turned out just fine. We're now entering into the later days of August, early days of September. So what is the purpose of this video today? Well, I wanted to address these tires. I've got 1, 2, 3, and this big beast here. I found them at the side of the road. I was driving along and there they were, and a big sign that said free. What drew my attention to these tires was the fact that they had aluminum rims. And aluminum, as you know, can be cashed in. Every month I go in with a bucket full and I get a couple $100. It really does pay off. So my task here today is to get these rubbers off these rims. I don't want to go into a tire shop to do that. That's expensive. That's about $25 per tire. Now, if you talk the guy into it, he might do it for a case of beer, maybe $30. But I think I'm gonna do it myself. It also gives me an excuse to make a fun video. So how am I gonna do this? Well, first off, the biggest challenge is going to be breaking the bead. On a normal tire, well, probably every tire, there's this inner ring here, and this here is called the bead of the tire. Within that bead, molded into the rubber, is a steel cable. Yeah, I mean a steel cable. I don't know if it's as thick as my pinky, but it's pretty thick. And that is the biggest challenge, because I'm gonna need to cut that somehow. It seems like a simple enough job, but I think it's gonna be a little bit more challenging than I'm expecting it to be, like usual, right? You think it's gonna be easy, and then all of a sudden you get into it and you're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into here? This is crazy. So what am I gonna use? Let's go and take a look. We got this guy, we got this guy, we got this battery. Just so I have everything handy. So we're gonna try to do the job with these tools here. And I'm just looking for my gloves. There they are. They're right beside my old telephone. Why I have an old telephone and a brass cross in my truck, I have no idea. But hey, it still dials. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Remember those days? I do. I'm old enough where I grew up with a phone like this in my house. Isn't that nuts? This thing probably still works too. First thing, gloves. So this is going to be experiment number 1. We're going to unscrew the cap, and then we're going to take this tool and we're going to stick it inside this hole, and then you turn. What it does is breaks that seal, and that little valve will come shooting out if you're not careful, like that. So you have to grab it. It's gonna come out really fast, and there's what the little valve looks like. You see that? I'm gonna have to break this bead all the way around. I might get lucky by using a hammer. I got a framing hammer here. I think I also have a 5-pound sledge. Put it over here, and let's take this hammer here. You got to make sure this doesn't bounce back in your face. That's not working too well. Let's try the pry bar. Otherwise, we're gonna put no. Okay guys, we're gonna use the board up against this, and then I drive my truck backwards onto it. Broke the bead off the rim. Now the like I'm gonna have to back up, spin the tire around, and do the other side. There we go, we did it. As you can see the bead is broken all the way around now. Now, we have to flip the tire and maybe do that to the other side. And we're gonna try and zip that bead off. Let's see if it works. That's a lot of smoke. Look at that. That just fucked that blade right up. It doesn't look like we've cut through. Fuck. This might not be the best way to do this. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take the zip cut and I'll cut in like this and maybe take this piece out here so that I have room to work. Let's try that. Oh yeah. Woo! That is a lot of smoke and not very efficient at all. I don't like that. I mean, we're not much further than we were now, but that doesn't really help me much, does it? Fuck, these things are really built. No wonder they can take such abuse. Look at that, I popped that open anyway. If I cut into this aluminum here and take a chunk out, maybe that's the best way. I'm gonna put this in here like that. See, I can get this up and over. There we go. And then this one, I can now get up and over. Oh, look at that. I'm right where the valve stem is. Okay. There's a nice shot of the bead. That's the wire that does the magic. It keeps your tire on the rim. See if we can pry this off, at least from this one side here. That would get us part way. Okay, so there we go. Now, if I flip this around the other way, like that. There we go. Okay, I did it, you see? So there it is. Might be $10 worth of aluminum. Was it worth the effort? I don't know. That was kind of fun. It was interesting. I'm gonna try it a different way and see if I can get that off a little easier on the next one, because I got 3 more to go. This next tire is gonna be different. I'm not gonna break this bead off the tire by driving my truck up that piece of wood. Instead, while this bead is still glued to the inside here, which means it's nice and tight, I'm just gonna take my zip cut and cut right through like so, and the bead is right behind it. So I should be able to go in maybe 1 inch and boom, I've cut it. Before I got started, I had to run back to my house a couple of blocks down and I had to get a new battery that was fully charged. Here's an interesting note. That little bit of cutting that I did used up an entire battery. Yeah, interesting. I thought they would last a little bit longer than that, but I suppose not. You can hear this little pop when I cut through the bead. Oh, that's stinky. Fuck. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna use this brake tool and I'm gonna see if I can use that as my second pry bar. like we can just kind of spin this now and pry around. I should be able to get this off pretty easy here now. There we go. Okay guys, that's it. And like I said, all I have to do now is get this side off here. There it goes. That was easy. I just had to do it the right way. That was probably twice as fast. This is a bit of a destructive video, but I wouldn't recommend, like I said, doing this if you're keeping the tires. There are tools out there that you can buy to assist in this job to make it a little easier rather than just using big old pry bars that are going to scratch your aluminum. I think I'm going to go ahead and weigh them. So I've got this luggage scale here. Whoa, couldn't weigh that much, could it? We're getting 15 pounds there. Take a look at that. I'm gonna do that again just to make sure, because that's a lot heavier than I thought. Yeah, we're getting about 15 to 17 pounds. So 15 times 3, there's 45, so it's about 50 pounds just on these 3 smaller ones. This bigger one here weighs a bit more. I think I'm gonna have to cut that valve stem out too on this one, because there's nowhere to hook it. Let's see, there, that came out nice and easy. Put that at 0, and here we go. Okay, that one weighs about 20 pounds. So, let's see, 15, 30, 45, 50, so about 70 pounds of aluminum here. That is a lot of aluminum. And I'm not sure how much the scrap aluminum is going for on the rims. So let's go inside and turn on the computer and find out. ABC Recycling. Whoa. I've been there. That's a cool place. They're not giving any prices here. Let's give them a call.
For the scale desk, press 1.
ABC Recycling.
Hey there. How can I find out what you pay out for specific scrap?
What do you have?
I found some aluminum rims.
If you took the rubber off, they went for 83 cents a pound.
83 cents, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that actually aluminum or like an aluminum alloy?
It's an alloy in the car rims.
Okay, thanks. I really appreciate your time. Okay.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
Have a good day, right?
You too.
See you, bro.
So, how much did I make? 83 cents. And say we had, let's say, 68 pounds times 68 pounds. Wow, so we found 56 bucks at the side of the road by picking those up. And I spent an hour disassembling them. And I can get rid of the rubber for free because I called the tire shop and he said that I could just drop the rubber off at no charge. So that's pretty good. So I had to use a little bit of gas, very little, and I'd say overall I made 50 bucks. 50 bucks for, that's like a $50 bill sitting there at the side of the road. Hey, I'm not gonna say no to that, right? That's pretty damn good. All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining me on this video. It was interesting, right? Seriously, finding some rims at the side of the road with some tires on it. Do you pick them up or do you just leave them there for the next guy? And I think the answer is pretty clear here. You pick them up. You take them home, you cut the rubber off, and you take them down to the scrap yard and collect yourself 50 to 60 bucks. Depending on the price going at that particular time. But right now, 83 cents. Not bad. All right, thanks again. Have yourself a great day, and I hope you hit the subscribe button and the like button, and we'll see you in the next one. All right? Okay, bye-bye.